Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your February 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Aquarius. And do not forget, because it is your guys' season, I'm going to be doing a bonus card at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. And yes, I'm doing like a Valentine's pink theme. I couldn't help it. I just couldn't. So we have lots of fun decks this month. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you would like more readings from yours truly. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And go sign up for my newsletter if you would like to get a weekly message from me sent to your inbox. And you get a free Dealing with Family meditation when you sign up for that. Win-win. So let's just go ahead and dive into this. I'm gonna lay this spread out and then we will get started. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into this. Just so you know, I do have a lot of relationship decks that I'm using for this, but it's not specific to romance. So apply it however you want. If you're super focused on love, awesome. If not, this will still apply. So just whatever relationships you are setting the tone for, that's what this will apply to. Let's get started. Integrity. I align with the center of myself, a glowing core of personal integrity. Emanating from this core is the knowledge that I never have to compromise who I am or what I want for anybody. I can live a life that doesn't include settling unless I want to settle, in which case settling would be my idea of perfection and would cease to be considered settling. Ugh, paradoxes hurt. Okay, so this is just about really owning yourself, owning your truth, owning your identity, owning your desires. Own it, own it, own it in February. Happy birthday to everyone who has birthdays coming up or have already passed. We also have, if I want to feel supported, I must support myself. Do the internal feeling, give yourself the internal experience of that already being true. That's what makes you magnetic for that thing. So don't wait. Don't try to play chess with your outside world. Just focus on the internal experience and the energy you're embodying. Okay, the central energy for you in February. Queen of Pentacles. This is all about career, money, your experience as being really grounded and rooted in the material world. This is also going to be a time to focus on what you're doing daily, your habits, what you are building your life around, what type of, whether it be consistency or just an approach that you're taking to the way you're taking care of yourself. And all of that is going to help you. So whether it be career focused or more around just the physical day-to-day lifestyle choices, I have a feeling that you're going to want to focus more on those in February. The crossing energy is the Three of Pentacles. It takes work. Anything new that you're desiring, whether that be a job that you want to step into, getting a promotion, or incorporating a new habit, or getting rid of a habit. All of that is going to require you to apply yourself. And also don't be afraid of like falling off or like putting so much pressure on yourself that it discourages you from wanting to do it. Just figure out, what do I need more of? Where do I need to apply more of my energy? What do I need to show up for and really give myself a shot at? And then continually show up for it again and again and again. Don't get lost in the weeds of anything else. Don't overthink this month. That is going to be kryptonite. Don't overthink it. What you have shifting out is the Five of Swords. So this is kind of like a big battle, like there was a war and this is an end to that. So this is nice that you have this in the past position, because there is some like thrashing, fighting, scrapping energy and then the die down. So I think you've already been in that experience of not needing to fight so hard, but now it's just about redistributing that energy and helping you to build the things that you actually want to create, and really owning that Queen of Pentacles energy for yourself. And then the oncoming energy is the Four of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify this because I want to know, what is the context here? I'm getting responsibility. So responsibility as far as you taking responsibility and owning the energy that you give things are what will grow. If you have a specific priority or project, right? So like the pregnant belly, that fertility, birthing something into the world, creating something, that creative energy and building your life, taking responsibility for what I give my energy to. Like even the conversations that I have with people are carrying a frequency. And as soon as you take responsibility for that, you're going to see other things shift in your environment. So just take the responsibility for this, pull energy away from things that are more of a toxic frequency or a low level frequency, and you're going to see things shift and transform. So I think that that's what you're going to have to weed out and really just own the desire piece, have integrity with that, and then watch it grow. Now let's look at money. Let's look at your finances. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So you kind of have to boldly move forward in the direction that you want to go. So the Knight of Pentacles is kind of what helps you work up that courage and just buckle down and say, you know what, I'm just going to commit to this. I'm just going to do it. So for some of you, that might be doing the energetic work. For some of you, it might be more of a practical, useful tool, like giving yourself a budget. I personally don't like the energy of budgeting, but some people love it. The Knight of Pentacles is just about like the commitment piece, like show up for yourself, show up for what you want, get into the energy of what you want, or take the actions that align with what you want, right? Don't discount the practical, don't discount the simple things in February. Emphasize them. Really embody them, make them more of a practice, and that's going to be a big help to you. Let's look at relationships. Again, I'm using that term loosely, apply it to whatever you want. We have the Eight of Swords. So you might be fearing rejection, okay? Some of you might have the knives out, trying to keep people away. This has like an avoidant energy or trying to protect yourself from something. If you are wanting partnership, right, if that's something you're really, really wanting to focus on, you're going to need to work through this. You're going to need to understand what's happening for me here and finding a way to dismantle that so that you're more receptive to relationships and connections, right? If you're afraid of getting rejected, so you always have your boxing gloves up, it's probably not going to be a good frequency to be magnetizing a partner from. So let's see. Six of Pentacles. You get what you give when it comes to this. So it's like if you want a really open, loving partner, then you've got to give that to yourself. If you want high quality friendships and relationships, then you have to be willing to put yourself on your priority list, really invite in the energy. Again, this is all about reflections. It's a game of what do we have within ourselves, and then what is that reflecting externally. So the more that you can kind of identify whatever wound this is, that Eight of Swords, this might be a good defense for some of you. It might be protective. It might be helping you with some insulation that you're needing. And for others of you, this might be preventing you from deeper intimacy with somebody. It might be preventing you from getting into that relationship. So it just seems like you want to scrape the surface in February and figure out, what energy am I holding? What am I still storing, even if you've already done a lot of work? And then make some tweaks accordingly. Advice for you is the Hermit. Find your own light. So I'm getting, this is like meditation, contemplation, quiet curiosity. And I also think this has to do with everything going back to you. Make it go back to, okay, what am I holding in my body? That's like the name of the game for you in February. Is just paying attention to what you're doing, what you're giving energy, time, conversation, thought to, and adding all of that up for yourself, and then knowing that the answers and the solutions already exist within you. That's something that you already have. Okay? And then on the horizon, strength. Okay, so this is personal power. This is authority, exerting your will, knowing that you can build, change, evolve, whatever it is that you want, need, and desire. And so whatever light you're kind of coming back into is something that's going to give you strength, right? I think these two cards are playing together a lot. But this is like personal power, being able to show up for the things that are important to you. All right, let's get into the timeline. First, second, third, and fourth quarter. One last thing that I want to mention here is the strength card is also a reminder, hey, what you want is possible. It's just about holding that belief and continuing to take action, right? So at the end of the day, if you align these things, it's going to make it a lot easier. So this is kind of like a call to keep going. Anyway, let's get into the timeline. All right, first quarter, we have the King of Wands. This is owning your energy, owning your power, owning that strength. This is fire. So I just see this as more of you starting off the month of February with a really intense, powerful, magnetic energy for, again, whatever this is, whatever you're wanting to invest in or whatever it is that you're building, right? So yes, of course, this can be reflected to you in terms of a person. For those of you who are really wanting to receive a high quality partner, but you have to show up in that energy first. And then the second quarter, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Very nice. This is the wheel is turning, things are progressing. I also like the expression, the wheel is turning in your favor. And there's a lot of unpredictability with this card. It is kind of a wild card, if you will. And so you want to make sure you're being extra intentional in the month of February. Otherwise, you can kind of get swept away in that Wheel of Fortune, and it can feel like you're on autopilot. So you want to avoid going on autopilot and instead get into intentional adjustments, intentional energetic moves that you're going to be making. And then the third quarter, we have the Nine of Chalices. This is wishes fulfilled, dreams coming true, things coming together. This, for those of you who are like, I'm going to start dating this month, I would definitely start, like, at least the first bit of the month, or even if you're watching this in January, start refining your vision first and work through the belief systems first, right? Work through that Eight of Swords energy so that you don't accidentally repeat a pattern. Try to do some digging around that, and then move into actually receiving the connections, going out, etc., etc. I would do that in the middle of the month. Start with you owning your power and having integrity in that. But this is also like a reward. Like there's something rewarding about this third quarter. And then the fourth quarter, we have the Eight of Wands. So things really start to speed up. There's a lot of progress being made in that fourth quarter of the month. As you wrap up February, it just seems like there's a lot of movement that happens. And so you kind of get to really see yourself evolve and progress quickly by the end of the month. Now we're going to do a 3-card pick. You guys know the drill. You're welcome to ask a question, ask for guidance, support, whatever you're needing. Okay, card number 1. We have the Maiden. Okay, so this is the Fool. You're going to need to try something you haven't done before. The Fool is just reminding you, it's kind of like, if you want a new outcome, if you want a different experience, then you need to go into it as, I'm going to be someone I've never been before. I'm going to really step into that version of myself and know that that's going to carry you in the right direction. Card number 2, we have the Prince of Swords. Okay, so again, this is about innovation and really having the integrity within yourself to know what it is that is really important to you, what's not as important to you, what feels good, what feels bad, just owning it across the board. Even if it's unconventional, it's worth exploring. Even if it's a non-traditional thing, you know, the Swords energy is all about evolving through that, that innovative state. So let yourself go into that. Let yourself lead in through that. So the Prince of Swords is just reminding you it's okay to go against the grain. It's okay to do that. And then card number 3, we have the Six of Swords. Yeah, so this is like you feel really bloody and beat up. That's kind of the feeling of, does this have to keep happening, or is this going to keep panning out this way? This is a reminder that things are going to shift into it being more relaxing and more stable. So that's essentially the direction that it's heading. But remember, if you want to feel supported, you must support yourself. That's like the core piece of you actually getting into that energy. All right, and then let's do the bonus card for your season. Okay, so this is the Emperor. And the Emperor is divine masculine, so this is what I'm getting you need to figure out where the kinks in the system are regarding masculine energy for you, okay? It could be, this can manifest in many different ways, but one of the main things that I think you might want to consider is, are there any areas where you feel like you need more boundaries or more structure? I would start looking at that, because if you're just kind of doing whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, and kind of taking that boundaryless Aquarian approach, it's not going to serve you unless you have this masculine energy in check. So I think that having boundaries and making commitments to yourself is something that can really support you. Even though there's plenty of innovative energy that may have came up for you, it's also important for you to not forget the importance of committing to yourself, showing up for yourself, and having boundaries with yourself, and letting that be really supportive throughout February. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you guys know I do cold psychic readings, which means I just do an energy check with you and answer all of your questions. There might be some tarot in there. All of the info is on onyxhealing.com, so go check that out. Or you can take a look at the links in the description box. And until next time, have a beautiful February, everybody. I am sending you nothing but love, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.